Okay, so now we'll move on to step one of today's portrait, which is drafting. So I'm going to have you do a light ultramarine wash as a background. I'm working small here just so I can finish this in time for the demonstration, but you're going to be working larger in class. So to start and make very light marks here, again, I'm making darker marks just so they show on the screen. We're going to create an egg shape in the middle of our page. And if you're using light marks, you don't have to worry about, if it's exactly correct or not. Halfway down this shape, I'm going to draw a line. That's where the eyes are going to be. And I'm also going to draw a line just straight down through the center of the head to help organize all the features. The face is going to be 5 eyes wide, so I'm going to divide from the center out this into 5 different marks. You can use a ruler or a piece of paper to just check them against. And now from the hairline to the chin, I'm going to divide the face into thirds. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we are going to be working with a planar reference. So instead of just drawing the eyes like they are in the photograph, we're going to be using the Asaro head and the previous exercises to help guide us in the way that we're marking out the planes of the face. So I'm starting with the eyes. I'm making a very boxy type figure and then moving into the inner corner of the eyebrows. So just carving in 2 little lines here that are going to come closer as they move down to the midpoint of the line, so in between the center line for the eyes and the nose, about halfway down, and then outwards before ducking back inwards and back again. Underneath this, I'm going to do a little half moon. Now, the corners of the nose are going to align with the inner corners of the eyes. So just use the inner corners of the eyes as a reference to find out where the sides of the nose are. And I'm also going to just mark out these plane shifts as we move along the face. The eyebrows are going to rise up about 2/3 of the way across the eye and then duck back down. And we're going to see a little bit of a ridge around the brow. So I'm just marking that out there before we move back inwards towards the hairline. But we're also at the end of the eyebrows, and the side of the eyebrows going to see a plane shift. So this is around where the eyebrow shifts to the side of the face. I should erase that, but I forgot to bring an eraser, so just ignore that. It's where the eyebrow moves back inwards. And now we're going to mark out what the lips are. So what we'll do is we'll divide the section in between the bottom of the nose and the chin into thirds. The side of the lips are going to align with where the pupils are in the reference. So let's just get 2 half moons for the irises here. And then I'm going to create 2 marks. Make sure that these line up against one another. It shows just the contours of the face. For the lips, the upper lip is going to be slightly smaller than the lower lip, with the volume centering around the middle. And then the lower lip is slightly wider, with the volume the largest point of volume being slightly wider as well as the largest point of volume in the upper lip. And now let's move down here. Gonna get a bit of a chin in on both of these sides here. And now I can carve out the corners of the face in a way that's more characteristic towards the reference that we're using. To place the ears, I'm just going to note where they sit in relation to the nose and the eyebrows. So they're pretty much at the base of the eyebrows, the base of the nose and the bottom of the eyebrows. And the sides of the neck are just going to join alongside the jaw. The hair, so we've got this hairline here, but it's going to come up a little bit. We can alter the face at this point to make it just a little bit more characteristic of the reference. And now I'm going to mix out my colors. I'm going to start with the lightest and the darkest values first. So let me just get that started.